In recent weeks, I had to sit back and take an afternoon to try and figure out how to remove ads from my fridge. Yes, I have a Samsung fridge. Whenever I originally moved, it came with my past place, and I since took it with me to the place I'm currently in because, y'all, I had to. It's one of those fancy ones with the touch screens. But one morning, my boyfriend woke up and told me that there are ads rolling across the bottom of the screen, including articles with current news events, which when you're trying to wake up and enjoy your breakfast, enjoy your coffee, that may be the last thing you're trying to see. These advertisements were part of a pilot program that Samsung claims is going to strengthen the value of the refrigerators, but really it just led to a bunch of frustration of me wondering why there are suddenly ads on my fridge. After tinkering around with it, I realized I had to set it to art mode if I wanted those ads to go away. They had no simple opting in or opting out. We really had to navigate through the settings to figure this out. Not to mention, we've had this fridge for a few years and there was no warning that ads were about to start popping up on it. This experience immediately prompted the idea for this video, which is how did ads sneak their way into some of the most personal parts of our lives? And where else is this headed? Because I have a good feeling it's not just gonna stop at our fridge. If you're new here, hi, my name is Alyssa, and on this corner of the internet, we talk about all things conscious consumption, thrifting, sustainability, community. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, stick around and subscribe. We talk about these topics every week. We are constantly surrounded by advertisements, especially with the increased use of these. The second we open social media, somebody is making money off of us. Whether it's an influencer's affiliate link being shoved down your throat, or a paid advertisement sneaking its way onto your feed, or even just these tech giants collecting data on your scroll and turning around and selling it, even though you're the one that did all the work. I mean, heck, let's even be honest, you're going to see ad breaks throughout this YouTube video, but at least you already knew that. If you're a standard YouTube user, you expect ads to show up during your videos. If you open up Instagram, you expect there to be an ad placement every few scrolls. But there's another type of digital advertising that's newer and to me feels a lot more invasive. Like, how about ads on things you buy, like your cars and your appliances? Like, imagine waking up trying to make your morning latte, and then your espresso machine keeps popping up ads for different coffee beans or cups to buy. Maybe the advertisement even ends up being an upgrade for the device you already own that you'd have to purchase to download. Or what about some of your more personal spaces, like your DMs or your messaging apps? As I spent an afternoon working to get ads off of my refrigerator, it got me wondering, where else are advertisements creeping in places that we never agreed to? I want to comb through a couple examples I found, and I want you to tell me, do you think they are too much? Or do you think this is just the future of marketing? First, let's dive into home items and appliances. Over the past several years, Amazon has been quietly trying to find ways to sneak ads and sponsored content into their Alexas and Echo ecosystems. And not just on Amazon's websites, but in voice interactions, smart displays, and recommendation flows. So say you want to ask Alexa, what type of blender should I get? That answer might include both organic recommendations and sponsored ones. This feature has already launched in Echo Show devices in the US. In 2022, there was a research report called Your Echoes Are Heard: Tracking, Profiling, and Ad Targeting in the Amazon Smart Speaker Ecosystem. It found that both Amazon and third parties collect voice interactions to infer users' interest and use those to then serve you targeted ads elsewhere. Not just on Amazon, but the wider web as a whole. Echo Show users have reported that they've seen sponsored content or product recommendations on their screens, even after turning off the settings for ad recommendations. So here are some of my issues with it. It's just a little backwards. I buy this device, I bring it into my home, and it's going to start giving me recommendations for things that I didn't ask for, and somebody paid them to give it to me. It's like in my video about physical media, a lot of my points were like, we don't own anything anymore. And it makes me question if I actually own something, if I can only buy it if it's full of advertisements. Like, is that truly ownership? I don't know. What do you think? I also don't love this because your voice assistants are often in personal spaces like your bedroom, like your kitchen, which will essentially strip you of your privacy. And with so many users reporting that they're still having issues with advertisements even after changing their settings makes me wonder how long we will even continue to have the option to turn them off. The next area I want to talk about is your social private spaces. For me, the first example I thought of was Snapchat. Ads are no longer just between stories or in the Discover feed. They have mid-roll advertisements within story sets. And if you are like me and have seen any of these advertisements, they can be really sneaky. I'll be tapping through maybe a creator or a celebrity story per se, and midway through tapping through, another one pops up that looks totally normal, and these advertisers will show just hands and no faces, and for a split second, I think it's that creator or that celebrity recommending this product or talking about this product. Ooh, it is like so frustrating. And beyond that, they're also showing ads where you receive your private Snapchats. I think part of the popularity of Snapchat was that it is a private space to connect with friends. And it's like, okay, we have them in the middle of our personal stories. We have them in our messaging features. At what point are you going to be DMing a friend and a product recommendation pops up about something you were talking about? The last area I wanted to talk about was cars. Okay, so imagine you're driving down the road, you're on a road trip, and billboards that you're passing are one thing, but imagine you suddenly get within 5 or 10 miles from, say, a McDonald's, and all of a sudden something pops up on your dash saying that you can get a 20% off, 10% off if you pull over and go to that McDonald's right now for a car that you bought, for a car that you own. Is it genius or is it insane? I'm leaning on the side of this is insane, but you let me know. Jeep owners have reported that full screen ad pop-ups have came up on their displays. It has been said that they cover so much of the screen and they have to be manually dismissed, which many drivers saw as intrusive. They faced a lot of backlash on this because it was annoying, it was distracting while you were driving, and they didn't expect to have ads pop up during their driving experience when they're, say, trying to use GPS. Jeep said they have fixed the issue, but some users on Reddit agreed that they were seeing the ad placements for long after. Here's the bottom line for me. Companies are viewing your personal spaces as untapped advertising grounds. The targeting and data collection they can get from these spaces creates higher value advertisements for them. So what does it mean to have ads following us to the kitchen, to the bedroom, to the car? What does this mean for our mental health to constantly being advertised to? And what does it actually mean if we think we own something, but we're not allowed to own it without ads? And I want to know, where have you noticed ads creeping into your life that they haven't before? I would love to know, because I'll tell you what, that little fridge experience made me really wound up about this. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed watching. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll talk to you all next week. Okay, love you.